a great crowd. All the kids down the front, all the parents down the back. I love it. Dropping the kids off in the pool. It's really put me off because every guy in the back looks like the drummer of Dream Theater.
Motherfucker's talking shit.
Hello posers, and welcome to any visiting true metalheads who may have accidentally stumbled across this channel while searching for information that will prove that G.G. Allin faked his death. Today, as the title suggests, I'm going to be talking about some live metal that I went to go and see, and also this is going to be the last installment of Live Metal McThursday. Oh, no. Yes, sad I know, but there are two reasons for that. Number one, I am just not feeling it. Frankly, I thought it would always be fun to go to a show, then make a little YouTube video about it, but after 4 attempts, I realized it's just kind of not my thing. I enjoy talking about bands and the music they make because I feel like the possibilities are endless with that, but with live shows, there's only so much that I can say. Yep, they're on stage. They're certainly playing instruments. The other band was also playing instruments. So there's that, and then also the second reason, a little bit more personal, is just that I'm trying to save some money for a family trip. So I'm probably not even going to be going to any more shows, at least till the end of the year. If I do, I'll just pop it in the beginning or end of a different video, like Band But Monday or something else like that. But for now, since I've got the footage from the last few months, and why waste it? Let's go ahead and talk about some live music. So first of all, we're going to go to a week near the end of May, where I saw Psychostick, Goatwhore, and then the tour featuring Carcass and Immolation. So first of all, Psychostick, props to the local opener called Best Coast for opening the show at the very last minute. I would say that I didn't know who they were or have any expectations, but after seeing them, it was very clear that they were the best possible choice to open for Psychostick. Psychostick, as you're aware, is the comedy band primarily known for the Beer Song, which came out back in 2003. And they bring a special kind of live show that I would recommend to anybody who really enjoys Weird Al but wishes that he had heavier guitars. Friday of that same week, I saw Goatwhore, and this was my third time seeing Goatwhore, but interestingly, it was the first time that I saw them in my own hometown. There were some local openers with them. I'd never heard of High Card Killer, but they were pretty cool. I enjoyed them. Goatwhore themselves, how do I describe this? If you've never seen Goatwhore, think about all of the stereotypical satanic imagery that is associated with heavy metal, and try to imagine it done as tastefully as possible. The very next night, I saw the absolutely stacked lineup with the Carcass and Immolation tour. Creeping Death was there as well. I'm not going to talk about Creeping Death in this video, though, because I have some plans for them in the future. This was my first time seeing Carcass, and it was kind of nostalgic for me because it was in the same venue where I first saw Cannibal Corpse, and it reminded me of that show a lot, except when I went to see Cannibal Corpse in 2009, I was one of the younger people there, and now I was one of the older people watching a bunch of younger folks mosh. It was very nostalgic. For Immolation, it was my second time seeing them. I'd last seen them open for Mayhem a couple of years back. Now, it's not a competition between the two of them, but I would have to say that I just like watching Immolation a little bit more because of their one guitarist's stage presence. Next up, about a month later, was the tour featuring Spite, Boundaries, Vatican, and Bodybox. Now, as you can tell by my soft-bodied, maidenless physique, I am very much a death metal person, not so much a hardcore type person. So I wasn't very prepared when during the Vatican set, a couple of guys fighting ended up getting slammed into me on accident, and I nearly broke my ankle on a drum kit that was right behind me waiting to be set up. So not the type of crowd that I'm used to. But I still enjoyed it. I love going to hardcore shows every now and then. I was primarily there for Bodybox, mainly because I just, at this point in my life, I have to see a Maggot Stomp band at least once.
It's my first time I've been out of Florida. So, you know, it's kind of weird. I don't know who any of y'all motherfuckers are and shit. But, y'all family now, motherfucker. So, hey.
They were fantastic. My only complaint would be their set was a little bit on the short side, but it was still a good time. And you know, they're a new band. They haven't released like 16 albums or anything. Like, what do I expect from them? Great merch, by the way. They win the merch award. Actually, second place for the merch award. Skeletal Remains had the best merch, but we'll get to them in a little while. The rest of the night was also fine. Vatican, I'd seen them before down in their hometown of Savannah, I think during Aurafest. Pretty sure I saw them. And then Boundaries and Spite were good. Again, just, I would say probably 10 out of 10 within their genre, but I'm a real poser when it comes to that. I don't know, they kind of sounded alike to me. Sorry. The next show I was not originally going to see, not on my radar at all, but my lovely fiance Alex, thank you Alex, surprised me with some tickets to go 45 minutes south to see Jungle Rot and Internal Bleeding. And it was a fun experience. I hadn't been down to that city that it was in a long time, and the venue is awesome. Like it was like kind of like 3 rooms to it, so the bar is separated by a wall from where the music is. With a little outdoor entryway, and Alex ended up missing the first quarter of Jungle Rot because she was playing Super Mario or something on the complimentary GameCube. Jungle Rot was okay. I wasn't super familiar with them. They're death metal. It was good. It was played well. I thought, it was fine. slightly higher expectations for Internal Bleeding, mainly thanks to Jimmy from the Block. And I would say they met those expectations musically. It was really awesome, good show. I felt kind of bad for them, like they were really trying to hype the room and the moshing, but the small Nebraska crowd was not doing justice. They were very gracious, and they didn't talk shit against anyone, except for the local band that left their drum kit up in the front area. Yeah, that was not a good move on the local band's part. But Internal Bleeding sounded great, and I hope they come back again despite the fact that we suck. Then I went out to see Left to Die with Skeletal Remains and Mortuous. I was mainly there to see Skeletal Remains at first. Skeletal Remains and Mortuous were both good, like Jungle Rot, both death metal. But like I said, Skeletal Remains' merch table, holy crap. This is how you do it. To Die itself, man, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never been super into death, so I thought it was just kind of a fun, novel thing that they were part of this tour. But once it actually started, actually being in that room with people who were fans of death and hearing those songs that were played by the same original guitarist and bassist, sung by the lead singer of Exhumed, and you know that the bass player from Obituary. It's this super stacked group. Super talented, and just being in that room and knowing that that was probably the closest that any of us could get to being at a death concert, that was something that I didn't know I wanted until I actually experienced it. I would say 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, I would say Left to Die was probably my favorite of everything that I've listed so far. Although Psychostick, they... Put your right foot back. Take the right foot out. Put your right foot back. And finally, last but not least, in late July, I had the pleasure of seeing one of the all-time most important bands in heavy metal history at the top of my bucket list. And maybe I'll have to make a separate video just to really convey the impact of this one. Sheryl Crow. Anyway, that's it for Live Metal McThursday forever. I will still talk about shows that I go to in other videos, but that's it for now. Band Monday number 10 has been written, and it's ready to film, but I am picking up a weekend job that is going to take me all the way till the end of October, so I will probably not have time to film it anytime soon. But I will see you in a month or two with that. I also opened a coffee account because I'm not above e-bagging, so if you want to do that, the link's in the description, and I super appreciate it. Thank you, goodbye, like, subscribe, follow the Instagram, and poser over.
You say